Hello and welcome back to Chatty TV Junkie. I'm your TV Junkie, Wendy, and we're going to do something a little bit different today. So I normally do reality TV Junkie, and technically what I'm about to talk about today is on TV if you have Netflix. It's actually a movie with Bradley Cooper and Carey Mulligan, and it is so good, called Maestro. It is up for a Golden Globe Award, and I'm big into the award shows. So if you have not yet already, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell notification so you know when I upload. And if you've already become a subscriber, well, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I'll get back to reality TV definitely in January. We have a lot of great shows coming up. We've got the wedding of the Golden Bachelor. We have the beginning of the regular Bachelor, and Vanderpump Rules comes back. I love that show. And of course, we know last season we had Scandival with Tom Sandoval and Raquel, or Rachel. I think she's calling herself Rachel instead of Raquel now. And she actually has a new podcast starting in January. So that will be interesting as well. Many are saying that she should have gone back, and she didn't go back because of her mental health. So, there are pros and cons to both, but it'll be very interesting to see how the show navigates around it, and if everyone still hates Tom Sandoval. I don't think everyone still hates him. I think they got over it and moved on, but we'll see. And anyway, so let's talk about Maestro on Netflix. It was just released on December the 20th. The movie stars Bradley Cooper and Carey Mulligan. Bradley Cooper also directs the movie, so he's up for Best Director. He's also up for Best Actor. Carey is up for Best Actress, and the producers of this movie are some of my favorites. We've got Bradley Cooper, Martin Scorsese, who I love. He actually has a movie out also that's nominated. I think it's called Killers of the Something Moon. It's supposed to be about a true story. I need to watch that one. I think that one's on Apple, which I also have. Also, a man named Todd Phillips, who I don't know, and Steven Spielberg is also one of the producers. And there's a few others who I don't recognize, but the top three are the Martin Scorsese, Steven Spielberg, and Bradley Cooper. So those are the big hitters behind this movie. This is a movie about Leonard Bernstein. Leonard Bernstein was a famous composer and also maestro for the orchestra. He got his start in his 20s, and he rose to fame, and he actually did scores for many, many Broadway plays, including West Side Story as one of them. And Bradley Cooper decided to shoot the movie in black and white at the very beginning, at the beginning of his career, and then eventually it goes into color. And quite honestly, I was so involved in the movie that I didn't even notice when it switched over to color. So at some point it does switch over. Like, how when in Wizard of Oz, you're watching in black and white and the whole tornado, and then as soon as she lands on the witch's house and she's in the land of Oz, it totally turns into color and you notice it. I didn't notice it because I was so involved in the film that I didn't even notice it. It's obviously at some point when he goes from the early life to the middle life. It focuses mostly not on his whole career, but focuses on the relationship he had with his wife. And it is really, really good. Bradley plays him so well. Now, if you don't know who he is, at the very end of the film, they show the same scene where Bradley is actually conducting, and at the end, they show the real Leonard Bernstein conducting, and he did an amazing job. He must have watched film for a while, over and over again, in order to nail it, because he totally nailed it. The makeup department also did an incredible job. They gave him a prosthetic nose, and they made him look exactly like him. And it was just such a good, well-done movie. There's also whisperings that this will be nominated for an Academy Award. So if you have a chance to see this, you really must do it. Carey Mulligan, her portrayal was amazing as well. The true life story is that Leonard Bernstein outlives his wife, I think by like 12 years. He was an extremely heavy smoker, and she was also a smoker. She ended up, I don't want to ruin the movie for you, but she does pass before he does. And you get to see the very complicated relationship they had. And I'm not going to go too into it, because if you didn't know about it, I didn't know the whole background of his personal life. And so it was just really, really nice to see. And then as I was going through the movie, they left certain things out of her life and they made mention of it. So I actually had to go back into Wikipedia and look her up and find out what happened, because there was a period of time where she was engaged to Bernstein and then they at some point broke up. We don't really see that. And she actually had a relationship with another man who eventually died of a heart attack. And then she got back together with him. So we don't see that part of the relationship, but we see a lot of all the other parts and everything. And it's just, it's a great, great, great movie. And he portrays him really, really well. So if you have a chance to see it, it's on Netflix right now. I would highly recommend it. Just to read you a couple of the reviews that I found here on the website. This person says, to put it bluntly, I think this is the pinnacle, the stellar movie of Bradley Cooper's acting. She says, I genuinely saw Leonard Bernstein throughout the entire movie from the first to the last second. And Carey Mulligan was just as amazing, especially near the end. And I'm not going to spoil it for you, but she was so good. She's really, really good. And the acting was amazing. I love when they have stories of people portraying other people and they nail it, because it's hard to do. I mean, if you miss out on it, you're going to get, knocked down on your reviews. But that was a 5-star review out of 5 stars. And someone said, this person gave it 5 stars also, but they said, to begin, it's fair to assume that if you aren't familiar with Leonard Bernstein or his canon, this film might not resonate. But, I think that if you research Leonard Bernstein before you watch the movie, maybe it'll add some context to it. Or if you want to just see it blind. I just watched it blind. I already knew who he was. I wasn't super familiar with all of his music, but I definitely knew that he was a part of West Side Story. And I have seen the movie. I have not seen the Broadway play, but obviously the music. But yeah, it's a great movie. So some of the other movies that I still want to see is Oppenheimer. That is finally on Apple TV. It's on a bunch of them where you can either rent or buy it. For a while, it was just buyable and I didn't want to buy it, but now you can rent it. I think it's for $5.99. That's a movie that I'm glad that I'm watching at home because it's 3 hours. And I don't want to watch a movie for 3 hours in a movie theater. Actually, I'm not even ready to go back to a movie theater, quite honestly. I rather enjoy watching it in my own house. Granted, it's on a huge screen. Our surround sound is okay, but I just prefer watching it in the comfort of my own couch. And then the other movie that I also watched was Barbie, which is really good. I recommend that. That's on HBO Max right now for free if you have HBO Max. And then there's a bunch of other shows that I still need to watch, both for the Golden Globes, they do TV and they do film. So there's a bunch of others. And if I find one that I really like, I'll review it for you. Or one that I really hate, I'll review it for you. But I'll probably be getting back to reality TV. There was not a whole lot that recorded from last Thursday to now because during the holidays, they usually have different programming. So that's why I decided to review the movie that I watched on Christmas Day. Because typically on Christmas, my family watches a movie or goes to a movie theater like before COVID, and we eat Chinese food and we have cinnamon buns in the morning or chocolate buns. I had those cocoa buns this year. Anyway, so that's what we do. On that note, thank you for tuning into Chatty TV Junkie. If you have not subscribed, all you need to do is click that subscribe button below, give me a big thumbs up, and hit that bell notification so you know when I upload. Still shooting for Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I'll see you in a couple of days. I have no idea what I'm going to be talking about, but we'll find something. All right, see you later. Bye.